Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are on page 51 of your student journal, and we are going to be continuing working on this idea of subtraction using our different strategies, the number bond and the tape-like diagram. So we're going to be continuing thinking about the whole and its two parts that equal the whole. So our goal today is, today I will subtract using different strategies to solve word problems. Okay, so it's our same objective that we've been having. So today we're going to subtract using different strategies. We're going to be using the inverse operation to help us. We're going to think about that number bond strategy and the tape-like diagram. So mainly we're focusing on the whole and the two parts. Okay, so I'm going to grab my red pen and get started on my two problems, if you want to watch me for a moment. Here is my first problem. Yesterday, 453 students attended Miller Elementary School. Many students were late for school due to the rainstorm. Only 249 students made it to school on time. How many students were late to school? Okay, so if we think about this, a total number of 453 students made it to school. And it also tells us 249 students made it to school on time. But we don't know how many students were late. So these were on time, these were late, and these were the total students who went to school. Okay, so what do we know? We know that my two parts, 249 plus this, must equal my whole. That's what I know. Okay, but I also know I could do the inverse operation, and I know my whole, take away one of the parts, is going to equal my other part. I also know that. Okay, so this is the problem I'm going to solve in working form. So 453 take away 249. Okay, so what do we have? We have 3, take away 9 is not possible. So let's regroup and take away a 10. So there's 4 10s left, and I'm going to bring those 10s here, and now I have 13 ones. So 13 take away 9 is 4. 4 take away 4 is 0. And 4 take away 2 is 2. So I know that 204 students were late due to the rainstorm. So my other part is 204. So those two parts equal my whole. Okay, let's look at another one. The kindergarten class picked 372 apples on their orchard field trip. Their school used 209 of their apples to make apple pies. Then the students took the remaining apples home. How many apples did the kindergarten class take home? Okay, so again, what do I know? I know there's 372 apples were picked. That's the whole. And I know 209, a part of the apples were sent home. Were used to make pies. And then the other part that they don't tell me were sent home. They want to know how many this is. Okay, so what do we know? We know my two parts have to equal my whole. This plus this equals my whole. Okay, I also know I can use the inverse operation for addition, which is subtraction. So I know my whole take away one of the parts equals the other part. Okay, so let's set that up in working form. So we have 372 take away 209. Okay, so I'm ready to start my problem now then. So my problem says 2 take away 9, that's not possible, so let's regroup. I'm going to take away a 10 and leave 6 10s, and that 10 is going to now become 10 extra 1s, so I have 12 1s. 12 take away 9 is 3, 6 take away 0 is 6, and 3 take away 2 is 1. So I know that 163 apples were sent home. That's my other part. So these apples were baked with, these were sent home, and this was the total apples that they had. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's do some together. We are on page 52 of your student journal, page 52 of your student journal, and here is our first problem. On Saturday, 578 runners started a long-distance race. Many of the runners were unable to finish. By the end, 489 runners finished the race. How many runners dropped out? Okay, so we know the total number of runners that started was 578. And we know that 489 finished the race. We don't know how many dropped out. So finished, dropped out, and the total who started. Okay, so what do we know? Our 2 parts equal our whole. Okay, but this is going to be a hard problem to solve, so we can use the inverse operation for this. Okay, and we can say that we know that the whole take away one of the parts equals the other part. Okay, so let's set this up in working form. So we have 578 take away 489. Okay, so we have 8 take away 9. I can't do that, so let's regroup. And this is going to become 6 10s, and this is going to become 18 1s. So we have 18 1s, take away 9 1s is 9. And we have 6 take away 8, I can't do, so I need to regroup. So this becomes a 4, and this becomes a 16. So remember when I regroup, I always add 10. So 16 take away 8 is 8. And 4 take away 4 is 0. So we know that 89 runners must have dropped out of the race. That was my other part. So these finished, these dropped out, but this is how many started, our total. Okay, let's look at one more together. This says, Milo worked at a pizza shop and made 389 slices of pizza. He served 254 slices of pizza. How many slices of pizza did Milo have left? Okay, ready? So we have, total we have, how many slices of pizza? We have 389 slices of pizza. And we know that he served 254, so that's a part. We don't know how many are left. I should have probably done a tape diagram on this one, okay, just so we could try different things, but I ran out of space now, so I'm not going to redo it. So we just have our 2 parts and our whole. Okay, so what do we know? Our 2 parts, when we add them, must equal our whole. But we also know that we could use the inverse operation of subtraction. So I know that my whole take away one of my parts equals my other part. Okay, ready? So I think that I'm going to set this up in working form, and then I'm ready to get started. Okay, so we have 9 take away 4 is 5. 8 take away 5 is 3, and 3 take away 2 is 1. So Milo has pizza, we could say slices. 135 pizza slices left. So here was how many he made, how many he served, and how many are left. So my whole and my 2 parts. Okay, boys and girls, your teacher's going to have you work on some more on your own. Have a great day.